HBO just spoiled the show. What are we gonna do for 5 more episodes now? This show is already thin on storylines. Hi everyone, my name's Dimitri and welcome back to DimitriTube. Fboy Island, episode 5 review. Let's go. As always, if you're enjoying my reviews, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. I'm a growing YouTuber and the likes and subscribes really help me out. I'm just gonna dive right into the review. So the episode starts with last week's elimination and Casey is gonna speak his mind now that he's eliminated. Casey tells everyone that CJ did not respect him, that she puts on a facade, and that she does not deserve any of the guys who are there. CJ responds and says she has trouble opening up and that she's working on it. And when she said that, I was like, are you really working on it, girl? Because we are 5 episodes into the season now and it doesn't look like she's working on anything. In my opinion, this is not really the best situation to put someone in that has trouble opening up. From being one of the leads on this show, CJ has so many options, so it's like, why open up if you don't have to? If one of the guys tries to get her to open up, she just moves on to the next one. Also, Casey says that CJ is putting on a facade, but he's doing the exact same thing. Casey is putting on the facade of being a nice guy, when in reality, he's an F-boy. So I thought it was kind of hypocritical that he said that to CJ. So ultimately, Casey ends up leaving the island, and it's clear that he was starting to develop feelings for CJ, but I'm not sure if CJ was feeling the same way back, because when he was eliminated, CJ was just so nonchalant about him leaving. Like, I think she liked him, but I don't necessarily think she was getting the type of feelings that he was getting. Okay, moving on. So the next day, the girls sit down for some girl talk. So CJ tells the girls that she's upset because Casey tried to hurt her. But then she also says that everything Casey said was true. When CJ said that, I literally rolled my eyes so hard. She's mad because Casey told her the truth. So I get it, there was some malice from Casey saying this, but at the same time, CJ needed to be checked. And y'all, I know 2 wrongs do not make a right, but at the same time, I don't feel that bad for CJ because she's honestly bulldozing all over these guys. Someone needed to tell her something. So after CJ explains this, Nakia and Sarah give her some feedback, and the feedback they give her is terrible. Like, they act like CJ did nothing wrong. They're clearly letting CJ act a fool, and they're not gonna tell her she's acting a fool. Just a heads up, that's not real friends, y'all. So next we have a one-on-one with Sarah and Josh. Josh is a nice guy, but I feel like Sarah is just more attracted to Garrett. Then after that we get a one-on-one with Sarah and Garrett. Garrett apologizes to Sarah and tells her he wants to move on. I said this last review, Sarah looks like a clown and Garrett has proven that he is a F-boy. So her keeping him makes her look so bad. But I will admit, I think it's more so production forcing her to keep him. Next we have a one-on-one with CJ and New Jared. So HBO is definitely trying to make it seem like they have connection, and they definitely don't. Okay, so all of the guys are taking opportunities to talk to the women. And on this episode in general, the guys just seem very pressed about time and keep mentioning time. So Chris comes for Josh and says he's monopolizing time and not being a gentleman, and he starts to argue with him, eventually calling him a bitch. And honestly, this fight was just so dumb. But the most interesting part about this fight was Sarah took responsibility for it and she told Chris that he was wrong. Sarah tells Chris to his face that if she felt like there was more to the conversation, then she would have stayed. She said she feels like Chris is jealous and started a fight over nothing, which is true. Okay, so now we're moving on to the group date called the Douche Tank. So the Douche Tank is basically like a dunk tank, except they're just pouring water on the guys. The host, Nikki, is gonna ask the guys questions, and if the girls do not like the answer, then they get to pull the water, splashing the guys. So OG Jared is up, and Nikki asks, why are you better for Nakia than Colin? So first of all, they keep pinning OG Jared and Colin against one another, and this is so dumb. Like, there are literally 12 other guys, and they keep putting OG Jared and Colin against one another. Second, and like, no shade, but Jared is a meathead. So asking him to express his feelings through words is not the best option. I feel like he's more of a gestures, actions kind of guy when it comes to showing love. Next up is Chris, and Nikki asks him, do you think you should apologize to Josh for saying he made a move? So Chris says yes, and he apologizes. Now, in my opinion, I don't think he should have apologized. So I don't think Chris should have apologized because, first of all, he's not gonna win. And since he's not gonna win, he needs to bring drama if he wants to stay on the show. So for him to backtrack now, I just don't think is very strategic. And then of course, right after the apology, they pan to a confessional and Chris is calling Josh a again. So it's clear that Chris has learned nothing and that apology didn't mean anything. But also, there's a chance that this confessional could have been played out of order, so he could have said that confessional before this actual dunk tank happened, but we'll never know. So those were like the only interesting questions they asked the guys. When it comes to these questions, Nikki was kind of only asking questions that are just fueling more drama in the house, and I really wish she was asking questions where we could get to know the guys a little more. I feel like that would have been more interesting. Okay, moving on. Now we go to the pool party later on that night. So they show a clip of Garrett and Greg talking, and I noticed Greg has the Drake heart. Let me just say, I am jealous because I wanted that Drake heart, but I couldn't find a barber who could do it. Also, the fact that Greg is straight and has a Drake heart, huge possibility that he's an F-boy. So they basically skip the pool party and move straight to the nightcap. And for the nightcap, the girls can pick 3 of the guys to spend extra time with. So the girls pick Greg, Garrett, and Sean with a CH. So nothing really happens during the nightcap. Sarah looks like an absolute clown by picking Garrett. Nakia and Greg have some one-on-one time and they have zero connection, but Nakia in confessionals keeps saying they do, but I'm not seeing it. Sean with a CH and CJ have a one-on-one, and by the way, Sean is gorgeous. So I do think that they have a connection, but I don't think this format is the best for them to get to know each other. Like, if they had years to get to know each other, I think that'd be a better option than trying to get to know each other so quickly in this format. Also, if CJ gets famous after this, I think she would drop Sean with a CH in a heartbeat. Okay, so now we're moving on to elimination. New Jared, Jomar, Chris, Welcome, OG Jared, and Colin are all up for elimination. So Nakia puts up Colin for elimination because during the douche tank, when Nikki asked him what he liked most about her, Colin said it's because she does music, and it upset Nakia because they've shared other deeper things. I heard this and I was like, when? I really wish HBO would have showed us these deeper conversation. Like, I want to know more about these people, but HBO is only showing us the superficial conversations and they're cutting out the deeper conversations. And then after that, OG Jared tells Nakia that he's falling in love with her. OG Jared, you wait until elimination to tell Nakia that you're falling in love with her? I'm not convinced. But of course, Nakia ate it up. So then after that, the host Nikki reveals a huge twist and all the guys have to reveal their status as to whether they're an F-boy or a nice guy. Now at this point, I was entirely confused. Like, what's the point of the show now? And how are you gonna win $100,000? Also, HBO just spoiled the show. What are we gonna do for 5 more episodes now? This show is already thin on storylines. So they revealed the nice guys, and the nice guys are Josh, Fernando, Sean with a CH, and New Jared. Now, I don't believe that New Jared was a nice guy for a second, and that definitely had me shocked. So Greg and Colin both revealed themselves as F-boys. I was not surprised about either of them being F-boys, but Colin claims that Nakia has changed him and that he truly wants to get to know her. But that honestly just sounded like a clout chase to me. And lastly, OG Jared is supposed to reveal his status, and we are left on a cliffhanger and we're not gonna find out until the next episode. So I really thought OG Jared was a nice guy. But if you look at the numbers, there's already 8 nice guys in the nice guy grotto, and they've already revealed 4 nice guys. So going by the numbers, I don't think he can be a nice guy. But New Jared came in late, and then that one random guy left early, so I don't know, maybe HBO tweaked the numbers. We will just have to wait and see. And that is the end of the episode and the end of this review. If you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.